Why are we sending our children to college? Let's rap about it when we get back. This is Rob Bell, and this is Rob's Rant. Why are we sending our kids to college? Because it seems to me that when they come out, they can't even find a job. We're spending thousands of dollars in college tuition to send our children to college. We are getting loans to get tuition money to send our children to college. And when they bust their behinds and do well in school and come out, they can't even get jobs. And the jobs that they get are not the jobs that they thought they would get when they graduated from college. When I was in high school, the mantra was, do well in school, get good grades, go to college, come out, get a good job, and live happily ever after. Well, some of that, I guess, was true, but a lot of it was not, because this whole living happily ever after is kind of a bit of a farce, because even though we have made a lot of progress in this country, the way you are judged in terms of how you are hired and who hires you is based on the college that you went to. It's based on the major that you selected, and it's based on your skin. Oh yeah, we got to throw race in there, because as I always say, and I know you guys are tired of hearing it, but in this country, race matters. It does. So if you went to a Princeton or a Harvard or a Penn Ivy League school, or even a non-Ivy League school versus an historically black university or college like I went to, when employers start to look at that and they see that you went to a quote-unquote black school versus a white school, the likelihood of you getting employed are not as great as the next man. And a lot of us do choose to go to HBCUs because that's just our choice. It's not that we can't get into other schools. A lot of us just want to go to HBCUs. I know I certainly did. So it becomes an issue. I read an article the other day where and I'm not going to mention the brother's name, but what he said was, why don't we take that same money that we spend on tuition for our young people and steer them in a direction of becoming entrepreneurs and starting their own business. Some colleges, are over a 4 or 5 year period. You're talking about between $120,000 to $250,000 over a lifetime of a college experience. Why don't you take that same money and teach a young person how to develop a business plan? Teach a young person how to identify a business that's going to give him a return on, or her, a return on their investment that can make that money back, and at the same time put them in a position to own their own businesses, put them in a position to be their own boss, put them in a position to hire the people that they want to hire, and not have to go through this nonsense of somewhat begging people to hire you and proving to people that you're good enough to work for them in the jobs that they have out there. It ain't a whole lot of jobs out there. And there's a lot of competition for people who want to work. And so I've always had the flavor, or my whole thing is start your own business. Do your own thing. And it's something that I've always thrown out there to my children. And if they have chosen to do that, then that's fine. And my children went to college, but my thing is always start your own business, because the jobs that I've had, some of them have been great, some of them have not been so great. But the bottom line is, and the underlying factor is, is always under the control of somebody else. And if they get upset with you and they don't like what you do and they don't like how you work, they can always put a plug on your ass and you'll be out on the street looking for a job with somebody else to go through the same experience. But when you own your own, when you're your own boss, when you call your own shots, then you don't have to worry about that. And so I prefer, or I kind of push entrepreneurship. Yeah, college is great. I don't have no knock against it. I'm a college person. But at the same time, I push entrepreneurship, especially for the people I community, because everybody ain't college material. But we have a lot of smart young people out there that, given the backing, giving the finance, they can start some businesses and do well if we push them, if we put them in the right situations. So that's what I'm about. This is Rob Bell, and this is Rob's Rant.